welcome to this special recording. I heard something, I saw a blurb that said, how are children relating to COVID? What's going on with the children? It was a podcast, and I didn't listen to it, but I thought that would be something that my guides could really help us all understand a little bit more. So I thought, let's take this time and see what COVID and this experience has done to our children. Now I've got a granddaughter that's a little over 3 who's very aware of who she can get close to, not get close to, that she can't hug her grandparents anymore, etc. And then, we've got older kids, 16, 17, even those getting ready for college. I saw a picture of one of the kids I know who's getting ready for college, and I just saw this deep wound, deep sadness. So, for my granddaughter, it was like common sense, like, oh, we can't do that right now. And she's okay with it. It's like, that's what we just can't do that right now. So she hadn't taken it in emotionally, really. Although I've seen her calibrate and kind of feel the effects of some of that, But for this older young lady getting ready to take off into college, I feel like, and I want to say with love, I feel like I saw a lot of swallowing their pride. Um, for those that have worked so hard, to have a certain, to move forward in life in a certain way, they want to feel like the world is their oyster. And, so there is that effect. But let's just go in and let me see what they want to say about this COVID and children. Well, for some of the children, they're showing a lot of preparation. A lot of them subconsciously have known that this was going to come about, and they are really holding the energies for the masses, is what I hear, for the older generations, parents, etc. And they're very mindful of what they're doing and how they're doing it, and they're okay going slow, and they're okay being mindful and more taking time to really be present. And many of the children are really loving that. For others, they are enjoying the playtime, the ability to play and to bring out the play in the older, those that are older around them. So they have this gleeful playfulness that they're enjoying. For others, I feel, and I want to say this with love, for some, I feel like there's a sense of, they're using the word medicated, but I feel that maybe some parents need to wake up to how they're medicating their children in terms of what they're putting in front of them, what the children are ingesting. And there is a sadness and a grief I see with some of the children where this is happening. The children don't know any better, but I guess not any different than maybe my generation, where TV was kind of brand new, black and white went to color and etc. And yeah, we had our time sitting in front of the boob tube, as they would say. So I do see some of that as well. All right, they said that COVID has been here to help the children get in tune with themselves. It's like they're showing the kids kind of touching themselves, like, oh, this is me, this is my body, like get more present, more in the body, more in tune with their own energies, their own vibration. I also see that some of them have learned quite easily how to move away from, how to keep their energy flowing. Like they have an awareness that they need to play a little, that they need the physical a little bit, to really kind of lighten their energies up. For others, they have become much more, I see much more creativity, much more details in the creativity. They are more mindful of what it is that they are doing. Hmm. I hear this is for the chosen ones. So these are the future builders, they're saying, of our societies. And I'm hearing systems also for systems. Hmm. I also see that a lot of these will be future planners of how the world will be structured moving forward, that our ecosystem will be in place in a more conscious fashion. That less spending time in the lab looking at the germs and more paying attention to the germ that we are to our environment. Much more mindful of this. I also feel that many of them on some level subconsciously they know that this is part of what they signed up for. Um, it's almost like it's an answer to a prayer. What they're showing me is they're showing me, I believe it's called the crying wall in, you know, is it Jerusalem or Israel? There's that wall there, and people put their prayers in there. And I see the prayers coming out, and these children are answering the prayers that they've been asking for. They're answering these prayers. So the you know, those that have come before us, they knew the woulda, coulda, shouldas, and what should have been done, and they are really addressing this. You know, because when they go there, they go, you know, I don't know all the of course, obviously, all the energies around this, but I just see them taking these prayers out, reading them, and then knowing what they need to address for the elders that came before and ask for these things to be done for future generations. Peace on earth, right? Goodwill towards all men. Boy, that's kind of basic, isn't it? Um, for a lot of the children, I feel like they're saying that they've gotten out of the fish bowl of, you know, they were only allowed to be a certain way. It's like they go to school, they do real good, they come home, they eat their meal, they go off to do their activities, you know, whatever their activities are always, you know, the assigned activities, not just play for play's sake. And not always, but many times, all right. And I feel like they're taking that fishbowl off, and they're like, oh, like they were drowning in there. A lot of the kids, they just were doing what was put in front of them because it meant that their parents were successful parents. And I want to say that with love, because I think all parents try to be successful with what they're doing with their children. They want to know that they did a good job. They want to do things different than maybe was done for them. Um, but for many, and this is nothing new, it's always about, it's been about, I don't want to use the word always, but has been about what other people see that you've done with your children. In other words, your children doing well is a reflection on you, or not doing well is a reflection on you. It's about, so I feel like it wasn't really paying attention to what the kid wanted to do and how they wanted to grow and how they wanted to evolve and what they wanted to play and do. Um, so I see a lot of new things being born out of this. I feel like these kids were drowning, and they're like, this new birth. It's like their parents are receiving a new, brand new child where they love it, and they look at it and they realize the child is intuiting and telling them, you know, what they like and what they want. And more than anything, kids just want love, right? All right. Very powerful. All right. I was trying to think if I wanted to ask a different question about this. I'll just ask, is there anything else for the children that COVID has for the children? You know, because COVID is a bit of a messenger. So, maintain your balance, keep your equilibrium is what I'm seeing. Um, stay centered. And it's interesting because they're showing me, I don't know what this is called, but I think it's like a beaker type thing. It's for a level, right? It's got the little bead in the center. And I'm seeing it though as a glass tube straight up and down, and then they brought it sideways like this, and you could see the center being centered. But they said too, but you're not in a test tube, all right? You're not an experiment. But maintaining your equilibrium and breaking out of the experiment that you may have been for others, meaning parents, guardians, um, society. I also hear make believe that the make believe world is very powerful, and that make believe world is where the kids will journey and open up and really succeed and become much more diverse and creative and really sharing new ways of being in the world. So with that, thank you all so very much. Namaste. Blessings to all the children and all the parents and all the guardians.